In this video, we are going to discuss about while loop and how we are going to implement the while loop in the C# program. So to prepare the while loop in the C# program, I have created the one class, that is the while loop C# class. In that file, I have created the while loop class, and then I set while loop class as the startup object in the project. Now coming to the syntax of while loop is looks like if conditional statement. So if you observe the syntax of the while, we are going to prepare the while keyword and then condition. Based on the condition, if it is the condition is true, then what happened, right? The what is the block of that while loop that is continuously execute. Okay, in the if statement we are going to execute the only once time, but in the while we are going to execute the block continuously, until that condition is going to be false. We will see that into the program. Let me prepare the syntax of the while. So here we have to prepare the while, and then we have to prepare the block. Okay, so in this block, as of now I'm going to prepare the one statement. Let's say statement executed. So now here in the while loop I'm going to prepare the one condition. So that is the just I'm going to prepare the true. Okay, so once here you see that always it is a true only. So once this is true, this is going to be executed. Again, once it is completed, again that block is continuously it is going to be executed because of condition always it's a true here. Once the condition is false, then only I cannot execute this block. Now if you see the output, you see that it's continuously my statement is getting executed. You see that if you are seeing the scroll bar, it's continuously executing. Because of here, if you see the my condition, I make it as a true. So that's the reason this block is continuously it's executing. There is no limited. So I'm going to see these statements are unlimited statements in the console window. So here to stop these unlimited statements in the console window, I have to do something little adjust about this condition. Let me close this window. As of now, my wish is that to execute the at least 5 statements. So for that, let me take the one integer, and I'm going to make the count is 0 first of all, and then what I'm doing, right, count less than 5. Okay, so now if you see that count here, I'm going to take the 0 and less than 5. So 0 less than 5 true, so that's reason next this statement is going to be executed. So once this statement is executed, I'm going to write down the one small logic after this. That is, I'm going to write down the count is equal to count plus 1. Because of once this is statement, I'm going to update the whatever the count value is there, I'm going to just adding the sum plus 1. Okay, so that one I'm going to add the plus 1. Whatever the count value is there, that will be increased by the plus 1. Then the total result set again it will be stored into the count variable, so that I can repeat the my statements 5 times. Okay, so back to here. So I'm going to write down the count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, so now if you see the output, now you see that, right? Now I can execute the only 5 times in this in this scenario, not the unlimited statements. If you uncommented that, if I'm not applied this statement, what will be happen, right? Always this count will be the 0 only. So 0 5 0 less than 5, always it is going to be true. So again this statement it's going to be executed repeatedly. There is no limit. So that to stopping on that, I have manually updated the count is equal to count plus 1. So here 0 plus 1 1, so that here it will be the 1. So now it's going to come to here. 1 less than 5, again true, right? So what happened? 1 plus 1, again it will be the 2. Okay, so now it will be stored into the count 2, again it will come to here, again 2 less than 5 this is also fine, again it come to the inside, count will be the 2 plus 1 3. So in this way, it will be reached to the up to 5 times. Let's say another example. Let me comment at this code. Let me take the one integer, that is the some kind of my Indian currency 0. Assume that I don't have the any currency as of now in my hand. Now I'm going to prepare the one statement, that is the my Indian currency before while loop, that is the 0 rupee. So as of now I don't have anything. Now let's prepare the while loop here, and what kind of condition I'm going to give here, in a sense, my Indian currency less than 5. So in this block, I'm going to write down the one kind of a statement. Let's say my Indian currency is equal to my Indian currency plus 1. I'm going to write down like this. Now again, let me print the one statement. Now let's see the output. See, before while loop, I'm having the 0 rupee. So each repetition, each block repetition, my Indian currency it's getting increased. So always the main important point here in this while loop, in the sense, always you have to think that condition is the very important. If the condition is equal to true, then your block will be executed. Otherwise this block it won't be executed. Keep in mind, that is very important. So let's take the another example. I'm having the currency notes. Okay, so let's say I'm having some currency notes. Okay, so let me take the while loop here. I wanted to my target is that what is the sum of this currency. We know that this is the total amount is 550, but I wanted to proof this into the program. So that program is I wanted to implement by using the while loop. Let's take the while, and then I'm going to let me prepare the two variables, that is the counting stage one variable. Let's say this is the 0, and I'm taking the one more variable, let's say total amount. That before I'm going to start the while loop, I'm taking the two variables here, both are pointing to the 0 value. Now I'm going to take the while loop here anyway. So counting stage, okay, 0. So we know that, right? This is the 0. So counting stage, I'm going to take the condition less than currency note box dot length. Here we have to keep in mind total how many values, total 5 values are there, total 5. Keep in, that's important. 1 2 3 4 5 indexes, you have to see that this is the 0 index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index, right? Total 5 values, indexes are 0 1 2 3 4. Before I'm going to do logic, I wanted to print something. I'm going to write down the one message, counting state, counting stage. After that I'm going to add the plus symbol. Let's say I'm going to prepare the one more string, currency note is. So currency note, I'm going to pick the currency note based on the container, currency note box container. So let's take the container. In the container, here I need to pass the index value, right? So already we had a discussion. Index in the sense, this is a 0 1 2 3 4 counting stage. Let's break this code down the next line. Okay, so here I'm going to say counting stage. I'm going to take the one more plus symbol here because I wanted to add the one more string value. Now I'm going to write down the one more string value. So that is the total amount is. So here I'm going to take the total amount. That's it. So now I'm going to prepare the one logic. Let's say total amount. I'm going to take the total amount is equal currency notes box. Okay, so I'm going to take the counting stage. One, what will be happen? So one in the sense, what is that? 100. So 100 will be stored into the total amount. In case of 2, what will be happen, right? Again 100 will be stored. But so after that, let me update the counting stage. So otherwise what will be happen, right? Counting stage always it's the 0 only, so that always it will be repeated the block continuously. So that's reason let me update the counting stage. I'm going to update the counting stage with the +1. So now we will see the output after the counting stage is completed. I'm going to write down one more statement. I'm going to write down the counting stage, and after the counting I'm going to calculate the total amount. Okay, so here I'm going to write down one small word before. Okay, that's it, only before total amount. Okay, so before total amount, before total amount, in the sense before I'm going to execute this logic, what is the total amount? Once this is completed, what is the total amount? That's it. So now if you see the output, so you see that, right? My expectation is, counting stage at 5, it is the 550. You see that here output, counting stage, whenever the counting stage is 0, my currency note is 0 only, that's fine. Whenever counting stage is 1, my amount is 50. Whenever 2, that is 100. Whenever 3, that is 100. But the thing is here, total amount, whatever I'm going to give the total amount, that is not giving the proper value. So to adjust the logic, I'm going to write down the one small logic over here, that total amount plus. So what will be happen, right? Okay, so just try to understand. Whenever I'm going to start the work, okay, so by default total amount is 0. Okay, so 0 plus what will be happen, 50, it will be added. Okay, 50 in the sense counting stage 0 in the sense 50. So 0 plus 50, it will be stored into the total amount. Now total amount is that 50. Keep in mind, this is very important. Okay, 50. So now counting stage is equal to 0, right? It is 0 first time. 0 plus 1, what will be happen? 1, it will be there. Okay, so now what this block is executed. Okay, again next time when it is repeated, whenever it's repeated again, so counting stage is equal to 1, right? So 1 less than currency notes length, anyway this is the 5, right? 1 less than 5, this is the, it gives the true value, right? So one, it is true, then again it will come to here inside of the block. So now total amount, what is the total amount is there earlier, that is the 50 rupees. So now total amount 50 rupees here, and then plus, and counting stage, what is the counting stage, that is the 1, right? So 50 plus 100, 150. So 150 will be stored into the total amount. Okay, so now count total amount here, it will be the 150. Okay, so counting stage here, 1 plus 1, it is a 2. So like this it will be executed until condition is going to be satisfied. Okay, so that is happening over here. So now if you see the output, now if you see that, so each stage it is going to be give the value. Okay, the counting stage 1 sum is 50 rupees. Counting stage after total amount, counting stage 2, that is 150. The last counting stage, that is a 550. We are expecting the 550 value, right? So in this way we can understand the while loop. Otherwise, if there is something, one more thing I wanted to do, I wanted to count only 100 rupees. I try to understand, I wanted to count only 100 rupees, not the all the rupees. How we are going to do that here? So the answer is, we can do by using the, if you are going to implement the if statement in the while loop, we can achieve that. Okay, how we are going to do that? In the sense, let me comment at this code and copy and paste here, uncommented here again. So what I'm doing, right, I'm going to prepare the if. Okay, whenever if, here I'm going to prepare the if condition. Okay, so what I'm doing, right, my intention is that I wanted to count only 100 rupees notes, right? So now here what I can do, right, currency notes inbox current stage, counting stage. Okay, whenever what is the meaning of this? This is the currency note, right? So whenever the currency note 100, let me take this code and inside of the if block. Okay, so let me take this code. I'm going to take the arrange as the first statement. Okay, that's it. Okay, so what happened in case of 100, then only I'm calculating the total amount. Okay, so now if you see the output, I got the 300 rupees. Okay, 100 rupees, I'm having the three, so that's the reason I have got 100 rupees. If I don't want to, I wanted to calculate the instead of the 100 rupees, I mean, whatever the note which is not matching the 100, I wanted to calculate the sum of the those notes only. So how we are going to do that? Instead of the double equal, we can do not equal to 100. That's it. So now if you see the output, you see that, right, 250 rupees I got it. So in this way, we are going to implement the while loop in the C# program.